Yeah, it just crashed. Oh, it's not your fault, my Cody. I'm having technical issues. Like, I have to reset this entire software, and I don't want to sit there. Man, I really don't want to sit there and do it. There's something totally not right, and I don't want to sit there and do it. But we'll figure it out. Like, I have to rebuild my whole stream setup from the ground up. God, it's been more taxing than... Well, I haven't been awake long enough to do it. I might just do it on a stream and just say, alright, let's just reset up my stream software. Because they're saying, oh, it could be corrupt, do this, do that. And I'm like, look, man, I've been trying to fix your crap for weeks. I'm trying to figure something out and I don't want to deal with your junk. How are you, Mama Cody? Welcome in. Welcome in. How's the weather treating you? Hopefully better than our off and on rainy days. Oh, and see now the software. See, and it reset too. Like I had Windows open here. This is what's bugging me because I don't know if the software is not catching something, and that wasn't the one I did. So we have to figure out where the problem is, right? Like I can't get an active camera to work. I can't get something else to work. I can't do this. So then when I rebuild this overlay, you know, we're gonna strip it down. And it'll be like this, right? You have, oh crap. And it'll be just as simple, you know, we'll have, you know, we'll build our overlay. We'll put whatever images in the background. We'll put a camera, put a second camera, we'll put a chat box, a couple stickers and your games, and that's it. Then I'll add one extra window for video game and one extra window for thing, and that's it. I mean, we're going back to, let's go back to 5 or 10 minimal things instead of 30 to 40, because for some reason your software can't keep up to date. If not, then I'm buying RAM, overhauling this computer, you know, doubling the memory, doubling this and that. Whatever. Oh, you just watched the Survivor finale. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So now I gotta remember, I forgot that I gotta compete against TV shows. Right, check. Well, I'm glad you had a good time watching Survivor. Right now it feels like my fans are running extra hard for something that's not even running at 40%. It doesn't make any sense. Like this program is taxing way too much memory. Yeah, I wouldn't know what to watch on TV anymore. Tell you the truth. My temps? Nothing. My temps are at nothing, man. Literally, my computer temperature. Let's pull it up. Let's look. Oh, there's a memory cleaner. I just had my system updated. Completely updated by the tech. Where are my damn heat? Where are my controls? Is that not the right program? Hold on. Where's my program, man? Something come off my hotbar? Well, maybe this is Arena one. Nope, that's not it. I know I don't have 3 programs here. Why is this not showing me? Gaming settings, there it is. I'm only using 32% of my GPU. Nothing's overclocked. I'm balanced. Balance boosts your computer performance with high fan speed and power consumption. I guess I could do a performance mode. I'm only using less than 40% of my RAM. System health. Network boost. What is a network boost? Adding Twitch or this. Ooh, hold on a second. So I can network boost and put these application programs up front. Ah, hold on a minute. Yeah, we'll figure something out. That'll be tomorrow's mission in life. Today's mission in life is just putter. And just try to figure out what we're doing with life. Play around with this paintbrush. Because I can. I'm a Cody, got to watch a lovely show. She's happy. Too gray. Finding the right shade in a color is huge. Well, this is where we should just put a forest. Or a giant lake. Oh, yeah, let's do that. And you come over here. Drop it down into some browns. Drop it down into some dark greens. Of course, this should have all been on a different layer. We'll add some white green right over the top. A little color into this. Again, it should have been on a different layer. I'm not a painter, so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about anyway. I just like to think that I am. We'll add some really dark greens along the edge here. Actually, I don't like that look. Get your yellow in there. Smaller. We will blend that a little bit. So dark, there we go. Fade it out. Mirror and some paint. And we just made a landscape. That break starting soon. So she watched the good season. Anything else going on for you today, Mama Cody? Mima Cody, Mama Cody, Mima Cody, Mima Cody too. Blue. 3-minute ad break. I should call it a night and go to bed like everybody else. Dreaming about getting rest for my head. Whatever I wanted to use, whatever. Oh, we need to add some white. I like this dry brush, but man. I don't know. I don't like that. Welcome back from the ad break, everybody. How goes it? How goes it? Anyway, so that's what this would look like. Yeah, so tomorrow, I think I will get up. I will have my coffee. I will strip down. I will log in. And then we'll strip down, and we will, or strip this down, I should say, mere nothingness. Figure out what is going on. And we will fix the corrupt. Purge the human race of all its unnecessary evil. And good golly, Miss Molly, we'll do it. We will make the world burn from the ground up to reset humanity. That's the whole premise of that's the whole premise in Marvel, isn't it? I'm just gonna sell this stuff. I'm gonna go make some brown sugar. Put some sugar on me, baby. Pretty lucky shot right there. A milkshake. Ooh, all your boys got milkshake in the yard or whatever. How does that song go? Ah, who knows? I don't care. I know nothing. Nothing knows I. Said the fly.
Elder Wolf 569 just redeems TTS my message. Says, for $1 million, what? Huh? I mean $1 billion, laughed maniacally.
What do you mean for $1 million what? What do you do for $1 million? You do whatever anybody tells you to do for $1 million. The way that works. And you will do it proudly. that should have been an Austin Powers reference. He makes a mistake. He like tries to take over the world for a million and it's like nothing. Millions like peanuts. That was this. Was it the spy who shagged me? Is that the movie? I have to go back and look. Oh, I don't remember all their names. I will have to go back and look. $20, $10, $20, $20. Let's keep 20 of each for those two. Yeah. Yeah, that works. Wait. Yeah. Alright. Well, you're popping in kind of late, aren't you? Oh no, you're just now having your afternoon. Saturday morning afternoon. Coming in for lunch break. Well, how are you, my fine sir? Can you ask my artistic? Of course you can ask my artistic opinion. Sure. Option. Ask my artistic opinion. Yeah. Of course, you can always ask my opinion. I am more than happy to give an opinion on almost anything somebody asks me, as long as you take it with a grain of salt. Because I am not always right. But I will be more than happy to give advice. And of course, if you ask me about waifus, they should have less clothes and more any time of the week. But that's a different story. We won't go down that road. No, I'm kidding. Whereas I'll get in trouble for that one. Oh no, I know. I know the word. I read words as phrases, assuming what they're going to be, because believe me, I've played around with AutoMod enough to know what this thing's going to autocorrect people. I'm like, oh, like that was wrong. All right, let's build a terracotta tile base around this lake here. We'll make a nice patio area. Yeah, just throw them in like the, is it a, I guess you could just put it in general. I will check it or answer it. Woo, that thing has got some kick. feed. It's feedable. It's got some kick. That's like dating a redhead. Holy smokes, that's got enough fire to kick my butt. You can already tell I gotta transplant some stuff. Darn it. Wrong button. Of course it happens right when I'm working on it, man. You do it to me every time. No, I don't like any of that. Hold on a minute. Do I like that look? Crap, no, I actually don't think I like it. Ooh, wait a minute. I might actually like to round it better. Now I might like it. Hold on a second. Gotta go one deeper. Yeah, hold on. I might like that. Let's go build us a shovel. So how are you today on this lovely Saturday there, Elder? Oh crap, it was a shovel, wasn't it? Hardwood and iron, darn it. I grabbed the wrong thing because I was thinking it wasn't, Well, I need some hardwood big time. I need some big hardwood. Yeah, it's in general. Alright, let's take a peek. It's in my Discord in general. Alright. Ooh, neat. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me. So you're questioning. Okay, so you're questioning. Not the first one, not the second one, not the third one. You're questioning the fourth one. And the fifth one. Gold and white ones. All right, let's take a peek here. I like the purple one. That looks clean. Black one looks good. Now the gold one is called the Serpent Scale. Now, okay, so let me ask you this question. Are the gold and white one going to be in some kind of desert type area? And then half of these have references to sky or ocean, which could be astrological. So then the question is, should those also be astrological in nature? Or a beach? Okay. Okay, so is it going to be a certain monster type around there? And I'm just looking at the serpent's tooth, right? Because you just said pirate theme. There's astrological ties. Could be tied to an aquatic creature, not necessarily a serpent. So I'm thinking Naga, Hydra, Kraken. You know, because if you're tying it into a pirate type, is there a specific area? You know, like that's what I mean. Is it going to be in a desert, or is it going to be along a coast, or, you know, coastal cliffs, caves? You know, are we thinking more, you know, pirate, whatever? You know, that's what you got to think about, right? Like if you're going to put something, like I always did that in Dungeons and Dragons too. If I was building a dungeon, and say, for example, the dungeon was in this volcanic cavern. You know, like an ancient building in a volcanic cavern. In Asia is going to be different than a volcanic cavern in Athens, Greece. You know what I mean? So if you're going to do that, and the one that's the SSS, that letter combination probably shouldn't do, just because it's too many S's. And it also brings up other thoughts in my head when you say the SSS. But that's just me. But like, right? So you've got to be kind of you know, some things you've got to be, acronyms are very different too, right? And that comes from an English writer's perspective, right? Because when you try to explain something or you write it down, oh, you're looking for the SSS. You know, it's like, oh, crap, that's it. It's a mouthful to say, and I don't want to say it, right? Versus I'm looking for the Serpent Scepter, which is SS again. Or there's a difference between Tooth of the Serpent and Serpent's Tooth, right? Or Fang of the God. You know what I mean? The way it's said or the way it's written is completely different on how it flows. So you have to, there's that point too, right? You kind of have to say, okay, well, is it the White Mountain or, you know, whatever, the mountain of white, you know, of never ending snow. It just depends on, you know, how flowery or how, oh God, what is, I can't think today. What is the term I'm looking for? But yeah, so in, I guess, like a Dungeons and Dragons perspective. I mean, I like the model layout. I like the way they look, right? They look fine for what you're using them for. But the Sand Serpent scale, that gold one, I don't see a scale. Is the problem, right? I see what appears to be a triangle shaped object, but how does it balance as a scale? Right? So that's the other problem too, right? So if you're looking at it and say, well, that's supposed to represent a scale. Well, when somebody pictures a scale, you know, you have to be able to put something in it for weight, or you have to be able to have a way of balancing it, right? Like had this been, like say for example, there's another triangle piece that this sits on and it just floats or balances on a stick or something, then it says, oh, okay, it could be a scale, but I don't see that, right? So then it's like, what is the object? Oh, so you were trying to do like a snake scale, okay, or skin, okay. So then there's going to be a backstory there that's specifically designed for this object. And I would tie it in directly to the monster. I'd say it's a Hydra scale or a scale of the serpent, not serpent scale. Because that just sounds, you know, the serpent scale versus the scale of the serpent. The mythical item, the scale of the serpent, versus the mythical item, the serpent scale. You see how that sounds different? One sounds more regal and powerful. One sounds like, it's just this. You know what I mean? Now, the tooth. Depends on the type of creature too, right? Because it can be mandible, tooth, fang. Man, that's a tough one. I like the scroll. That turned out good. And the compass. I like the way the compass looks too. Mirror's good. The coral's good. Yeah, they're all good. I mean, as far as, you know, design, they look nice. Are you gonna, or let me ask you this question: is there a possibility of adding more color to the scale? Like adding a different color, adding onto it to make it look more, more regal or more, godlike, I guess. Come on. Then if you were doing it like a scale of a snakeskin, is that creature actually gold? You know, because you can't pull a gold scale off of a red horse, a red snake. You know, it would seem weird, right? Yeah, I think my biggest advice would be make sure you pick the name of whatever the creature. Get the creature down first. Because it's different, a serpent scale, snake scale versus a dragon scale versus a aquatic creature scale versus, whatever. Because it may be easier to name it if you know specifically what the creature is. Like if it's a three-headed snake, or a chimera or hydra or, griffin, they're very specific, right? Right. So the blending, the color is fine, right? It just, but you have to make it think of what the creature is. I mean, it could also be, it may not even reference a snake. It could be like the scale of the pharaoh scale, or something. If you're in like an Egyptian desert, like you could specifically, or Anubis's scale, right? Like you could name it after a specific god or deity to give it some prominence if you knew what the creatures or what the importance of that area is, right? And prime example would be like the eye of the beholder, right? You're looking at an object that is specifically after a specific creature versus a serpent scale, which could be any snake-like object, any draconian, any, So that's why I just say in that sense, it may be easier to name these. Like you don't have to name them today, but it may be easier to name them if you know the specifics of everything else that goes around it. Right? So if you do your storyboard and you say, okay, pirates exit this port, they travel through the desert, they get to this mountain, this pyramid region of whatever, who was home to the god Horus. Well, if it's home to God Horus, it's not going to be set scale, right? It's going to be Horus is something, or one of his priests, something. If you have kind of that premise set up, then you can kind of, narrow down the name, right? But otherwise, I think you're going in the right direction, and I think they're good. But sometimes naming things object A, object B until you figure out, okay, this is the whole story for this reason. Or it could be something that comes from, like, say you're on a quest to retrieve something that was stolen from Area A. We'll get back to that in a second. Yeah. I almost want to rip this fence out of here. Alright, welcome back. But you know what I mean? Sometimes it's better to build up a lot of the extra story prior to naming. But I think, and it just gives you a, different... God, man, it was kind of funny how quickly my mind went back to being able to put a bunch of descriptive things together. But yeah, no, I think you're on the right path for sure. Yeah, but the SSS, kind of, that one just, that has to change altogether. That one just, for some reason, when I say it, it just brings up all kinds of other things that probably shouldn't get thought of. No offense. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, in game design, same as like writing a novel or an essay or whatever, it's always good, you know, storyboards can really help, especially if you're doing an area. You know, like ice region, sand region, you know, lava region, whatever. And then, because the thing is too, like, even if you're naming that serpent scale, we'll say the scale, is it a scale that's natural to that region, or was it something that was stolen from area A and moved to area B? Right? So then it becomes, is it a retrieval from one place, or is it you're going to find something that was, you know, mythically supposedly there, you know, whether it was found and lost, or whether it was, you know, rumored to believe, you know, Davy Jones' locker is here, or Davy Jones' locker is in Loch Ness because somebody took it. You know what I mean? It changes the whole narrative of the story, right? That's why a storyboard sometimes can be really huge for the progression of whatever you're trying to do. And even then, if you're tying it into, you don't necessarily have to tie it into an actual animal. You could tie it into a clan or a sect of people, like the Templar scale, or, you know, as an example, which would be logical in Jerusalem. You know, like you could be looking for something. That's what I mean. Like, there's a whole premise there. Like, look at like the Curse of Oak Island. You know, you're going to Oak Island to find a Templar treasure. That means it came from England, came from the Middle East, came from Scotland, went to Oak Island, Nova Scotia, you know, and then you're either coming to get, or you're already going to go and find the Vikings, whatever, because they existed there. Right, exactly, right? And so how you name it, even if it could be something that, you know, you progress and it takes you 5 chapters to get to, but it was actually found in chapter 2 and somebody had stolen it, moving it to chapter 3, then somebody else stole it, moved it to chapter 4. The naming of wherever it comes from is significant, right? Boy, that brings back a whole bunch of Dungeons and Dragons memories. Jesus, that was a good conversation. I like that. Oh, you're welcome. Sorry, and don't get disheartened or anything. You know, it's just, I mean, I hope I didn't say anything that turned you off on any of that. But, when you ask me, I'm pretty, I think very technical or in deep, so I can kind of range. Like that whole premise. I always loved the premise of dimensional things in Dungeons and Dragons. You put a bag of holding, or you put a bag of holding. Wait a minute. You can't put another dimensional object in a bag of holding because of what it does. What does it actually create, right? Like that whole thought process of being able to do that. Like if you took, I can't remember the other object, and put it in a bag of holding, what happens, right? Oh yeah, feel free anytime. I don't mind, you know, asking questions or answering them. giving advice or being a, what is it, consult on or something. Or a special thanks on whatever. I don't care. Oh man, what am I doing? Alright, so I put a stone around this lake. Do I like it? Terracotta tile. I think it's kind of cool now. I just need to get some furniture around this place. Metal and wood chair. Oh, now here we go. There's a lawn chair. Let's throw this out here for today. We'll put a chair maybe right here, and I'll see if people sit in this tomorrow. Just for giggles. We'll just throw it there for giggles. And it may not be scale, too. The other thing, too, I was thinking, because scale is such a generic term, right? Like, if you look at synonyms for scale, right? You may want to call it the serpent's silver, or the serpent's plate, or, you know, there are other words that, you know, give it something. Or lamina, for example. Lamina, a small thin piece that represents looks like an animal scale. Silver, small piece separated from the whole. Right, like you don't have to, it doesn't have to be specifically the word scale, right? It can be a synonym or something close to it that means the same thing but gives the same semblance, right? Like there's a difference between scepter, rod, staff, orb, you know, but they're all very similar, but have distinct, you know, because when I think of a scale or a balance, right? When I think of the word scale, I think of a balance. So then I think of a, you know, put gold on one side, put an object on the other, and it balances like on a pendulum, you know, up and down. But if it's, you know, the serpent silver, it's a thin plate of whatever, it's an actual scale, you know, that too can change the whole meaning of it, right? Yeah, going back way back. Kind of funny how all of a sudden my brain's like, oh, let's perk up and hey, that was something good. But yeah, I'll shut it. I'll stop talking. Stop talking. Play your game. Go to your bed. I used to get in trouble in middle school, high school for being too descriptive in my creative writing class. I remember one time the teacher said, okay, let's talk about, everybody write about, you know, these roses or this bouquet of roses. So I was like, sure. So I wrote a description on roses and she was like, oh my God. I can picture that, I can smell that, I can touch that, I can see that, I can feel it. You gotta cut that back because that's way too descriptive with the fewest words, you know, and she was really impressed. And I was like, well, yeah, you've got to do A, B, and C. But it was like bad because if you can use language, it's very powerful, and you can describe things in ways that you don't need to be the book is read. You know, there are other ways to word that. You know, what's going on here, Quaid? Ooh, bowline glass. How indeed. Bowline glasses, what is that? I'll check it out. Brow line glasses. Oh, those were like ones I had before. I can't stand those with the metal frame on top. But yeah, good talk. Good talk. My red mums. Yeah, I really like. Well, the coral looks good. The scroll looks great. And the mirror, I did like the mirror. And I guess it's two. I mean, serpent's tooth, the tooth of the serpent, the fang of the serpent, the mandible of the serpent, Raw's fang, Raw's tooth, fang of Raw, fang. You know, it depends on how, right? It's got certain rhythm to it, certain whatever. Yeah, that's crazy. And then it depends on the tooth itself. Because if you're picking a particular tooth, you know, if you say molar or fang or, you know, incisor or whatever, I mean, it's a specific tooth. Could have more symbolic meaning, could have more... Did I make another? Darn it. Thought I had one. Alright. Yeah, tooth is so many words for tooth. Serpent's pendulum. Serpent's scale. Serpent's... And then what are you measuring, too? That's the other thing. Are you measuring time? Because then you could call it the serpent's hourglass. You know, it really depends on what the scale is doing. There's always that, too, right? Crap, man, I gotta get my mind to shut off. I'm not gonna be able to get my mind to shut off. Am I on a net? I feel like I was doing a net. Yeah, that really depends. Yeah, Serpent's Hourglass, that always has a nice ring to it, too. I mean, you see, it really depends on what you're measuring, right? Because if you're measuring time, or something lost over time, Serpent's Hourglass would be great. And if you're trying to tie astrology into it too, I mean that's the whole thing too, right? Like if you're trying to literally tie in pirates with astrology, in the cosmos, it depends on how deep you want to go, right? You could do all kinds of crap. I mean, because pirates, like if you go back and you look at Earth's history of navigation, man, I feel like with the sextant, we could do a lot better navigating waters than we do today with radar. It's really odd that I feel 200-300 years ago we were far better navigators of the world than we are today. And throughout history, I mean, you have plenty of stories of Chinese traversing the ocean, Indians traversing the oceans, you know, British traversing oceans, whoever, right? Like with what little we had, it was a little dial that we held in our hand and moved a couple things and looked at the stars. We were far better than we were today. And that's crazy to think about. You know? I mean, like there's literally stones in Aztec South America that are cut finer than we can do with laser precision cutting today, and they were done with hand tools. You know, and it's like, how is that possible? But it is. So somebody knew something we didn't know. It's like the Japanese katana. You know, the whole method of making katana lost to history. The exact number of folds in metal, and you know, totally lost. Person today can't make a katana anymore. Who is that? Is that Miss Bexy Beans or is that Stalker? What are you doing up, Miss Beans? Oh, it's only 8 o'clock for you. Never mind. You're probably up. You still in Canada? Are you still chilling in Canada? Miss Bean? Oh, you're home. Well, welcome home. Another person from Wales. Well, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. You're not actually in Wales, right? Are you actually in England or are you actually in Wales? I can't remember. To clarify that before, because my whole chat seems to be English or United Kingdom lately. I might as well just move to Britain or Britannia, whatever you want to call it. Oh, you're actually in England, London. Okay. Well, top of the morning to you. Yeah, you're that's the tough one. You know, when you go and leaving loved ones is hard. I used to do that too, and that's tough. God, I remember. Yeah, oh yeah, that one's tough. You know, but just think of all the fun you have, and you're gonna have more fun. You're gonna get back together soon. It's not like a, you know, lifetime separation, right? For you, it's only a few weeks or a couple months or whatever it is. You'll get a nice dessert, nice tea, and ponder the meaning of life. And God, I miss that fish. Oh. hopefully you had a good trip and you enjoyed it. And now you got to get busy and get ready for all the cons. It's more the significance that I have to come home for my birthday and run the biggest show we've had in a year. In the year, so it's like very hard. Yeah, can't live in fairy town. Some of us have to be adults. Or adult-like. Yeah, that's a good point. You may not want to have two similar names. You're not having a bad patch. Why would you be having a bad patch? You're just doing normal reality stuff. There's nothing bad about that. You gotta work. Nothing wrong with working. And somebody's got to pay the bills. I mean, us affiliate streamers don't make peanuts, so I mean, you know, this ain't paying the bills. Don't feed those brain gremlins after midnight. They get crazy. They want more custard. Well, like I tell you, like I tell everybody else, if you ever need to vent or talk, I'm always around. I'm a listener. Just take my advice with a grain of salt. Yeah, and having two serpents, like one of them could be named after a person too. Don't forget, some of those could be named after a deity or a god or whatever, or an area like Alexandria's, you know, razor, or Alexandria's scale or whatever. It could be a place, you know. Doesn't have to necessarily be a person, but could have kind of a tie to both. It just depends. Just feeling very out of things and busy and overworked and getting upset about my birthday. Why would you get upset about your birthday? It's just another day. You're going to have a birthday. Like, is there something going on your birthday that you don't like, or you're alone or something, or... No, but see, hold on now. But what's the significance of razor? The word razor in that, you know, because that's a juxtaposition or a contrast, right? Razor doesn't necessarily mean something that you cut your face with. Razor could be something like a blade, like a knife, right? So it kind of, it depends on how you look at that phrasing, right? Because if you'd said Alexandria shiv or knife, you know, but a razor has a distinctive, you know, and it could have been, Alexandria could have been a scorned lover, for example, in history. And, you know, women typically shaved their men. You know, it depends on the significance of what the tale is, right? So that word combination could have millions of things, right? Oh, honey, come on now. Don't look at it like that. That's. You're not 30, are you really? For some reason I thought you were younger than that. Must be the looks. I feel like you look younger than that. Yeah, you're probably overthinking. That's okay. Last year, you know, I was just streaming on my birthday. I think what... No, actually, last year I was streaming on your birthday. I sat here and ate cake. Did I not? Yeah, I think I did. Your birthday is... Hold on a minute. Is it 8 June? It's... Wait a minute, what is the date? Oh my god, I'm not going to be able to think about it. 7 June. Yeah, that was close. That was pretty close. That's right, because I sat here and I had a dessert on your birthday. We were streaming and I had... Was it cheesecake? What did I have? Oh my god, I can't remember anything. This brain fog crap driving me nuts. But yeah, no matter what, it was 7 June, we're gonna have cake. We'll do something. We'll have a dessert on my channel. I did the same thing. I did that for everybody. We can sit here and have cake and everybody can have cake and have fun. Don't worry. Somebody will do something for your birthday. It'll be special. I don't know if I'll put that many candles on there. I still don't believe it, but... Oh yeah, anytime. Like I've literally... I've had numerous streams where I've had sat here and had dinner with somebody just so they could eat. Because they were having some issue where they're not eating on a regular, just so they're eating with somebody. No problem. If you want to eat cake, we'll sit and have cake. You know, we'll plan a time, we'll sit down, we'll have cake and celebrate. No problem. Ad break. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh man, here we go. About to get tired. Ah, you mother... There was no sound there. Why'd you do it? And I swear, you Brits never sleep. You guys stay up forever for some reason. I don't know why you guys are all messed up on time. Maybe we'll do ice cream, because I've got a whole bunch of ice cream I want to try. Yeah, I'm going to blame a lot of your health conditions, too, on your weather, too, by the way. Because, you know, a lot of people who have, like, fibromyalgia or whatever, you know, you don't need to be in damp, dark conditions all the time. You need some nice sun and dry heat. Plus, you're always dreary and overcast, and that doesn't do good on your mental well-being. You know, there are things that need to get more vitamin D. You need to spend more time in Portugal and Spain. Your belly is showing. What's up, superstar? You showing some gut under that shirt? Oh, all right. Ooh, I like it. Not gonna wear it right now, but I like it. Actually, we're gonna wear it right now and talk to you. Hold on. Gladys's house? Yeah, I love Gladys's house. Maybe we'll have like a strawberry dessert. Or I'll get a custard. Well, it depends. What are you going to have, Beans? You going to have like a custard? We're going to plan like getting custard or something? Or should I go to the British store and say, hey, do you make this tart? I've got this. I want to try this new. Well, I bought a couple brand new ice creams that I want to try by Fancy Ice Cream Company. What's the name of that company? Kind of like Ben and Jerry's, but I can't remember the name. But they do a key lime pie one, and then the other one is like a berry explosion thing. Like, oh my god, it sounds so good with the stuff it's got in it. Or I could just buy a cheesecake or something. June 7th, you're going to be the big 3-0. Totally do that. Really? Come on, man. I'm never gonna get that counter to 100 because it keeps screwing me up. Always one ocean fish, and I don't know if it's like one of rare ocean fish. It's causing the problem. I feel like I hit it on time. It's not a sound issue. Ooh, he's got a spare fishing rod in his bag. I wonder who taught him that trick. Maybe we'll get pudding. Yeah, I don't know either. I made a spare one. For some reason, I made a spare today. Learning. Dude, I'm trying to get to a point where I can catch some fish, and I can't seem to do it. Oh, 2, because cans don't count. Or maybe we'll have a nice can of beans on toast, salted butter, and then we'll follow it up with a nice dessert. Maybe a trifle, or a tart, or ice cream, or a cake. Maybe we'll go totally British. And then we'll tell stories about the red bus. Yeah, that's true. You don't want to run out of the toilet roll. I'm getting tired. I keep screwing up the cast. Hard knife job. Yeah, anytime, Bean. You have a good night. I hope you sleep well. Don't forget to eat something good. Thank you for popping in. I'm always around somewhere. I should probably get going pretty soon too, but I'm just thinking now. My brain is racing thinking of names. Yeah, that's another one too. Like if you think of the Minotaur, for example, and say you said gavel, mace, hammer. Each one has a different look and feel, right? So it really depends on what, you know, like you're doing creating wise, how to tie things in. Um, so it's really interesting because I mean you can really put a lot of depth into thinking, and a name is significant as anything. Like even like nautical terms on ships, right? I mean, Jesus, those go for crazy. Like brass monkey, for example. That's huge. What the significance of that is. You know, and a lot of people don't know, you know, tie into what nautical terms or things mean on ships. Of course, then Black Flag kind of opened up a whole new things for pirates. Of course, Sid Meier's Pirates was great too, but nowadays I think pirate games get too fancy, right? And I think, and this is the other thing too, because if you do a game that's based in a genre, or you have a certain type of peoples, you know, like say for example, I'm doing a game on North American Indians, Native Americans. Why do Native Americans have godlike weapons? You know, or alien infused whatever. That seems out of place to me, right? So a lot of times we get games and we like all these flashy lights and we like all this. Well, is that necessarily better, or do you want to keep a sense of mysticism without going to the extreme where everybody's got laser weapons? You know? So it's interesting. A lot of thought has to go into things. Crap, this guy'll be back now. You really screwed me up, fish. You turned around. I'm not walking all the way over there. You're coming back to me. Or I am going to be walking over there. I'm rolling. Rolling. All right. How are we doing here? But I hope that helps. Probably gave you way too much information at one time, though. But unfortunately, that's the way my mind rolls sometimes. It kills me, too. That might be kind of fun to do, though. Sit here and write a D&D campaign on stream. Let's create one, draw a map and everything. Let's do it. Yeah, make sure you watch. I think this is the 4th one because I crashed a few times. So watch number 4, not number 3. Because all I know is Google did an update today and Google hasn't crashed. But then I don't know if running all these open windows is driving my bandwidth, my memory down or something. It's causing a crash in other software, but it shouldn't. But I've also noticed too, like my Stream Deck, if I run say for example I run Streamlabs in Administrator, half of the Stream Deck commands don't work because it doesn't recognize the program. Because I'm in Administrator, I'm not in standard EXE, so to speak. And I can't reprogram it to recognize that I'm in Administrator. If I create a chat command, it doesn't recognize that command. So I figured out, like that chat command I was using to put in, you know, go like me on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, this one, these two. In Streamlabs, I can post them as long as I'm not in Administrator mode. If I'm in Administrator mode, those buttons don't work. So there's some disconnect there too, right? Even though one of the fixes is you're supposed to be in Administrator mode to get the software to run so your memory focuses on, your GPU focuses on the software. Well, I can't do that. Oh no, get out of here. You're in the way, kiddo. If that makes any sense. $5,000. I'll make us a slingshot. Hardwood. All right, let me go sell these 3 bugs, and then probably we'll call it a night. That way I try to get back on a regular pattern. That way I can get up and stream in the morning fixing software. Yeah, and that's why part of me says, you know, restart the whole system from the ground up. Just reload Windows, start fresh, get rid of all faulty software. You know what I mean? Because I don't know where the problem lies. But at the same time, I don't want to do that. Because it's such a pain to try to move everything to different hard drives before I drop things to make sure that I didn't lose something important. But I could. I mean, you know, I've got time, right? It might be wise to say, okay, let's do a whole system restore. You know, let's start from the beginning. Let's get the software working. See, so first, I think I'm going to try doing a fresh install. Well, I did a fresh install, but I'll create a fresh instance of Streamlabs. So like my whole software setup. Yeah, the word bum. It didn't like the word bum. Wow, really? I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, but see, I've done that before, man, and it didn't fix the problem, right? Like I've had that happen once before. And say, for example, it's a bug in their software, and I can't get around it until they find it. You know, it's kind of like that whole. But it could see, and the other thing too is if it's on my end, if it's a system restore. You know, I could have had a compromise or something, or, you know, something could have triggered something that's not working right. But it could be anything, right? I mean, the problem with software, it could be your antivirus stuff. It could be your system stuff. It could be your browser stuff. It could be the actual software you're using. It could be the fact that, you know, you've got too much crap on your computer. There's so many variables, right? But I also, if I'm going to do that, I want to move, you know, certain programs to different, like I want to get them fixed and move them off the main hard drive. Because if I'm going to redo that, I want to be able to get them up rapidly instead of spending I can't afford to be down for weeks, right? So I've kind of got to do a little legwork. So I may order another hard drive, you know, an external plug-in, and move software over and whatever. So I have like, you know, like say for example I buy a, you know, an external SSD or whatever, or little hard drive, you know, 2 gig, 5 gig, whatever. Move all the game software over so I don't lose all that crap. Because that's tough. But yeah, so it depends. And then I have to go through and look at all the programs, make sure I remember all the passwords, all that crap. And I gotta be able to do it too when my brain can function. You know what I mean? Yeah, I could do that. Or I could put a second SSD in my computer and then just do that too. But like I'm not having, like, Google did an update today and I seem to be fine on the Google end. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh. But anyway, man, we got an ad break starting in a few seconds. And then after that, I'll log out of here. I gotta find somebody to raid into, I think. Who's online tonight? Half the time I don't feel like raiding into anybody because it's like, I don't feel like you get the trappers on. Gish-tastic. What is gish-tastic? Crap, what was the other name I was just reading? Awesome. What? What the heck? Nope. Nope. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just trying to figure out, trying to find somewhere to go. See who's online. But there's some channels I'm just not raiding into because it's like not gonna happen. I keep forgetting too I'm a Moco. I should check Moco Loco. Maybe I just won't raid anybody tonight because I don't feel like it. The ad break is over. Welcome back. Yeah, maybe I just won't raid anybody tonight. It's kind of a quiet night anyway. But all right, man. Well, you have a good night. Sleep well. Hopefully eat something good. Blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows that deal. So I'm a glutton, I feel like. I can't eat that much food, which is funny. Irony in that, right? Here's your cup of food, but you can talk about the other stuff. Oh man, I'd like to have a big old juicy steak, but I can't. Oh, tomorrow's back to the laundering, all this clothes, spring cleaning, getting stuff ready to throw out or donate or whatever. I have too much crap that I can't wear anymore. And acquired. But anyhow, all right, everybody, you have a good night. Don't work too hard. Enjoy the start of the weekend. Hopefully everybody finds something good to do, something good to eat. I will be back tomorrow. Maybe early, maybe late, maybe a little bit of both. If not one or the other, or both, actually. We'll get some sleep, get some rest, and hopefully everybody feel good. Sleep well. We'll see everybody soon. Don't forget to eat something nice. Eat something good. Have a good night. End button.